card or give me a business card. I'll be happy to send you one. But also, if anyone wants electronic versions of this, I'll be happy to send PDFs.
Anyone who doesn't have a handout that would like one.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question I asked the last group, and hopefully I get a better response here.
No warm wine.
I'm going to be very, very disappointed. How many people here read wine and spirits? That's better than the last group. How many use Max? Ooh, this is very interesting. Anyway, I always think of wine and spirits as the Mac of the PC world, the Mac of the computing world. Kind of the underdog that will eventually win and kick butt seriously. But anyway, the recent article recent issue is very appropriate what we're talking about today. The title is "Uncommon Ground: Can You Taste the Place?" And a terrific series of articles about really what we're talking about today is the impact of specifically soil, geography and geology, specifically geology on wines. A couple of diagrams here. There are handouts in your, and they're also depicted the handout here. But the picture on the cover of the handout is a geologist's map of the Willamette Valley. Okay, and the listing 5 different soil types, origin of the soils. Willamette Valley. How many people have been in Oregon before? More than about half. Okay. Willamette Valley is the most important grape growing appellation in Oregon. It runs from the city of Portland down to Eugene, about 100 miles, and about 40 miles wide from the Coast Range Mountains to the volcanoes and the Cascades. And 12,000 years ago, it didn't look anything like it looks like today. It was basically under the ocean. And all these different formations that you see here, and this diagram here shows them pretty well, kind of piled up on top of each other over the years. So the oldest stuff is on the bottom, which is basically the pillow basalt, several layers of sedimentary deposits on top of that. Columbia River basalt flows, which are about 15 million years old. And then the younger, the loose, the Missoula floods and the modern alluvium, which are the ones listed here as well. And so these were all piled up on top of each other. The ones that are of most significance to viticulture are the last two on the bottom, the basalt and the marine sediments. We'll talk a little bit more about those in a minute. But yeah, so all the stuff was piled up on top of each other. About 12 million years ago, the plate tectonics began pushing up the Cascades, which are the mountain range to the east of us, the volcanic range, and the coast range, which basically separates us from the ocean. And the coast range is basically what gives us a wine growing region here, protecting us from the extremes of the ocean. So all these, as this happened, the coast range is going up, and all these formations that were stacked on top of each other kind of got pushed out like a deck of cards in both directions. So you see in this diagram over here, the oldest rocks are in the middle, at the peaks of the coast range. The sedimentary formations fan out, and then the younger volcanic formations over Chehalem Mountain and Dundee Hills are to the east of us. So you can literally go from here 5 miles to the east, and you're traveling 30 million years in geological time in terms of the difference between the underlying parent material of the vineyards. And so we're standing right now on top of a formation called Spencer Formation, which on this map is called WillaKenzie Ridge. And so we're basically standing on top of this big chunk of sandstone that got tilted on its side and pushed to the east about 10-12 million years ago.
Hey Brian, just interrupting. So the sandstone bottom that Brian just described is what I'll pass around so you guys can get a feel. This is what you see at the bottom of the pit. And here's one with a nice root system that shows that the roots are going all the way into the sandstone. This is the mother rock. So here, we can pass those around. Thanks. You guys can have a feel for that. Sorry, Brian.
Go ahead. Is that what I was handed by the
yeah, probably.
group? Okay.
By the, yeah. So this is what's 4 feet down.
Yeah, it's coming back to a diagram over here. The 3 on the top, the alluvium Missoula flood deposits. I say, people know about the Missoula floods?
Mm-hmm.
So a quick story. At the end of the